Let's take a look at the way the two teams line up. The Bradford Bulls have got Withers at full-back, then they go by. Big Carl Price is in the starting lineup. Ben Harris drops to the bench. Harpy and Vainicolo complete the three-quarter line. Justin Harris is the standoff, Paul Deacon the scrum half. Forwards, Joe Vangenaar, Terry Newton and Andy Lynch. Chris McKenna, Brad Myers comes into the second row, and Brett Ferris is the loose forward. There's no Jamie Langley, who's injured. There's Harris on the bench with Ian Henderson, Matt Cook and young Sam Burgess, and the coach is Steve McNamara. Now the men who have to win, the Wildcats of Wakefield. Colm Halfpenny at full-back, Jason Demetriou, James Evans, Ryan Atkins, Semi Tadulala, Jamie Rooney and Ben Jeffries. They got a boost this week when Michael Korkidas was cleared to play by the disciplinary committee, sent off last week, but they judged him to have had a sending off sufficient punishment, so he's in the front row alongside Adam Watine and Sam Obst. David Solomona, Duncan McGilvray and Monty Beetham is the captain and loose forward. And on the bench, David March, Kevin Henderson, Ned Caddick and Tevita Latu. The coach is John Keir. And out come Wakefield, led by their captain Monty Beetham. Only 3 away wins for these supporters to cheer all season. They must get number 4, otherwise it's all over. Well, normally Bradford would be certain to win this game, but not this time. They have lost 2 of their last 3 games. Good crowds turn up to watch this. Bradford, of course, hoping, having created Super League history last year, winning the grand final from 3rd, they have to defend their crown from 4th this year. No team from 4th has ever got to Old Trafford. They're long odds then to make it to a 6th consecutive grand final. But the Wakefield fans here will be biting their fingernails. They remember, though, that they won here 28-16 in round 1 last year. They must repeat that to have any hope of survival under John Keir. It is out of their hands, though, now. And the match referee is Steve Ganson. He's just about ready, and all the crowd's holding its breath. And the big question, of course, Steve-O, is can the Wildcats do it?
They certainly can. They'll have noticed that Bradford's display against Wigan last week was not good, especially in the first half. John Keir realises that there was a lot of gaps round the play-the-ball area. Obviously, Steve McNamara, the Bulls coach, would have been working hard at training this week to try to stop that. But that's where I think Wakefield will be just aiming, right at the play-the-ball area.
Wakefield with ball in hand, first up in this match. And the pass goes into the arms of a Bradford player from Duncan McGilvray, but McGilvray got the ball back because the Bradford man, and I do believe it might have been Carl Price, he dropped it.
Well, he certainly got to it. Marcus Bai came off Carl Price. Play on, said the official Steve Ganson.
And it's a grapple tackle here against Terry Newton, and it is a penalty to Wakefield. So this start will certainly have been in John Keir's script.
Well, they started in a similar fashion last week at St Helens, red hot in the opening quarter, but couldn't put enough points on the board when they had early dominance. They need to register points when they get the chances tonight.
This is Ryan Atkins for Wakefield, 19th consecutive appearance since he left Odsal for the Wildcats. And this now is Monty Beetham. Brad Myers was alert to the danger there.
Good move by John Keir as well, putting the nippy halfback Sam Obst in the role as hooker. There you see him at the dummy half position.
This is Ben Jeffries, ball back, and it is Chris McKenna who came in with the tackle. Now then, opportunity here for Jeffries, who finds Jamie Rooney. Oh, big hit though by Brad Myers. Great tackle by the Bradford Bulls second row. They're 10 metres away, the Wildcats. Jeffries, here now is James Evans.
This is where the Wildcats need a very good kick into the in-goal area. Try to get that second set of 6.
Well, Rooney has put the ball into the air, trying to test out Marcus Bai. The referee says it is diffused in the in-goal area. Semi Tadulala was after it for Wakefield. But the Bradford player there actually jumped from the field of play. There is the first mistake from Steve Ganson.
Oh, that could prove vital as well. You need the pressure early. Well, he certainly was in the field of play, and that really should have been a dropout underneath the sticks.
Carl Price was the man who got to the high kick out wide, but as you saw, he came from the other side of the whitewash. Had he been in the in-goal area, it would have been the 20-metre restart. Steve-O's right, it should have been a goal line dropout.
It should have been, but Bradford weren't bothered about that. You know, their transition far quicker this week than last. Wigan caught them at times napping in the defeat at the JJB Stadium. You saw how quickly Bradford wanted to turn that defence into attack.
It's now Wakefield's turn to try and turn defence into attack. That's Jason Demetriou. Brad Myers all over the top of him. The referee's patience holds. 3 minutes of the game gone. It's going to be frantic. We have Ian Millwood with us, and just what we expected, Ian.
Well, I think all eyes are going to be on Wakefield, but you've got to remember, if you're going to be successful in the playoffs and win the Challenge Cup, the Super League at Old Trafford, you've got to make sure you got momentum and you're winning. And Bradford have been inconsistent all season, and the missing of Stuart Field, and it's time for this front row now to stand up. It'll be interesting to see how they take on this little bit of fireworks from Wakefield here tonight.
Yes, the Bounty be running strongly. John Keir, who, of course, this week agreed a contract for next year, regardless of where the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats will be playing. He said that his training session yesterday was the best since he has joined the club. They're right up for it, he says.
Well, you can see the enthusiasm there. It's a wonderful kick and chase, applying the pressure.
Rooney with the tackle on Paul Deacon, who plays the ball to Shontaine Harpy. He finds Brad Myers, and he was immediately hit by Adam Watine. The ball is dumped to ground. Brett Ferris picks it up for Bradford. Well, he's harassed by Korkidas.
They're playing to the script of Wakefield. They are applying that pressure, getting right into the faces of this Bradford outfit. They know how important it is to make sure that Bradford on the last tackle do not get anywhere near the halfway line, and it looks as though they're going to have to struggle with this one.
That's Justin Harris, who goes to ground, tackle number 4, still midway inside his own half of the field. They'll come down the right-hand channel, though, with McKenna, but he is wrestled to the ground by Ryan Atkins. They're at the halfway line now. There is Deacon, and he will dab the little kick over the top, but that is easy for Adam Watine. Watine and Atkins will be coming here to Odsalt with points to prove, of course, having left the Bradford Bulls this season for the Wildcats. Well, here's Monty Beetham.
Normally you'd say, oh, that is a bad pass from Beetham. They didn't need it. They don't need to panic like that. I was just going to make the point about the prop forward, Adam Watine. You'd say, well, that was great positioning, wasn't it, with a chip over the top from Paul Deacon. But I think he was just having a bit of a rest.
Well, it was a change of tactic, clearly, for Bradford. Early in the game, they'll rather play the patience and go for the kick downfield, put their opponents under pressure. Maybe it's a change in their mentality after such a heavy defeat last week. Want to ask him more questions of their opponents.
This is a big moment in the match already for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. That's Andy Lynch. He's eventually brought to ground by McGilvray. Here goes Terry Newton scampering from dummy half. He finds Joe Vagana, and Banganar will drive it forward, but Solomona was there. That's the last tackle. It's with Newton, 12 metres away. Myers slides the kick through. Oh, it bounced off the feet of Leslie Vinacolo. Now then, was it a knock-on by the Wildcats?
Wakefield knock-on.
Yes, he's got it as a knock-on. He's deemed that Jason Demetriou has got a fingertip to this, and he has. Well, it was a golden opportunity for Leslie Vinacolo. If Vinacolo had worn size 6.5, probably would have got to that.
This is a great chance then for Bradford with Shontaine Harpy. He's tackled by Colm Halpenny. Here's Justin Harris trying to go on his own, Harris, but Wakefield no. Oh, the ball has gone to ground, and Newton picked it up but then lost it, and Wakefield survive. I was going to say Wakefield know how important this next few minutes will be.
And one of the last few words John Keir would have said just before they went on, he would have said, I don't want to hear the word if used today. If we'd done that, if we'd done this. And it's interesting they've come up with 2 drop balls. Is that them being a bit carefree and not letting the moment take them? Or is it this incident here where they become tense?
I think you're right, Ian, because it looks as though they are very, very nervous. 3 mistakes, especially the first one that set it all off. Monty Beetham, he's not known for offloading in the tackle. I think it's the first time I've seen him try to offload all season.
Sometimes you try and win the game early instead of building.
This is Andy Lynch again for Bradford attacking that Wakefield line. Wakefield, who won promotion under Ander Kelly in 1998 after a grand final win over Featherstone at Huddersfield, clinging on to their Super League life. Jeffries could have been done there for a flop on Carl Price, who crawled forward a few metres before played the ball. That's tackle number 3 gone still. They are 10 metres away from the line, with Deacon again, gets over that 10-metre line. Good ball back on the inside to Harris. Harris is not tackled, now he is, but right underneath the post of the Wakefield Wildcats. And Newton will spin the ball to the big man. Vanganari nearly stretched out. McGilvray with the tackle. Last one. Newton. Back it comes to Deacon. Here's the kick wide, looking for big Leslie Vinacolo. And they're trapped in goal. Anyway. Can't be offside their own in goal, Steve-O. Fortunately for Jamie Rooney, it's a trapped in goal.
Can be a knock-on, though. And that's what it would have been. Either way, Bradford are on a roll. They will get the dropout.
Interesting to note early in the game, Steve-O, the amount of times that Bradford normally target their best attacking side, which is Leslie Vinacolo and Shontaine Harvey, they're going the opposite side. Is that because Ryan Atkins, a former Bradford player, they're putting young Carl Price up against him? They're directing a lot of play down their right side, Bradford, probably taking on a former player who they think's got some deficiencies.
It's amazing, really, the way that Bradford struggle against Wigan, and the way that Wigan, from the dummy half, especially Mickey Hyam, just ran and ran and ran and found gap after gap. And yet, we haven't seen a run, or very few runs from Wakefield from that position, Phil.
No, they've not had their hands on the ball for a while, have they? You know, Bradford's early dominance here with the possession and the field position invariably pays off to points for them in the past. Having said that, Wigan's defence last week managed to hold them out in the first half, and Bradford would need to do the same right now, because with this field position, Bradford nearly always register points.
Wakefield must win here tonight, then hope Salford can beat Castleford to set up a relegation decider next weekend against the Tigers. Otherwise, their 8-year stay in the Super League will be over. And there's no sentiment here from Bradford as McKenna gets the ball away to Newton. Newton finds Justin Harris. Harris then back on his inside to Michael Withers. And Withers is grounded on tackle number 4 by this Wakefield defence that so far, 9 minutes in, is standing firm. Here is Deacon. Deacon then to Vanganar, trying to get away from Jeffries. They do well to hold him up again, the Wildcats defence. That's the last one. Tackle number 5, 10 metres away. And it's Newton down the short side, but a little grubber kick is well read by Ben Jeffries, and Wakefield survive again.
Not the best kick there, but good position by Jeffries. It had to be. And also John Keir, the Wakefield coach, will be happy the way that the sliding defence are working as a unit, because Bradford, on 4 occasions in that build-up there, brought someone back on the different angle. They were not sucked out of that defensive line, Wakefield.
Here is Korkidas. 10 minutes of the match gone, still 0-0 here at Odsal. To the press benches, thoughts about man of the match, Dave Hadfield.
There's a deserved promotion to the starting side tonight for Carl Price. He was about the only Bradford player who gave Wigan any problems last week, so he's in the preferred position of centre tonight on merit. The real story tonight, though, will be which Wakefield players stand up with this task that they've got. John Keir's he knows how inspirational Michael Korkidas can be, thinking back to that mighty run in the playoffs at Hull 2 years ago, so he's very relieved to have him available. Ryan Atkins, the first time back at Odsal where he never played a first-team game, he's shown what a good player he's been since he arrived at Wakefield. Interested to see Sam Obst starting as hooker. It smacks a bit of trying to catch them a bit lazy and sluggish at markers the way that Wigan did last week.
David Solomona is penalised for interference in the tackle after the challenge on Justin Harris was completed.
And he was silly play as well. He'd really done the hard work, and you could see he had a second grab. He can be brilliant, this guy. He's got to be one of the best offloaders in rugby league around the world. But he sometimes just loses the plot and gives away silly penalties.
Yes, David Solomona can make or break the Wakefield ambition here tonight, linked with Hull for next season, and some people saying he might even be here with Bradford if they go down. Salford and Castleford, by the way, have just got underway at the Willows. The kickoff was delayed for a quarter of an hour or so because of crowd congestion, so we'll be keeping a very close eye on what's happening on the other side of the hill as we watch this one unfold here. This is Deacon. Deacon then to Brett Ferris. And Ferris grounded midway inside the Wakefield half of the field. Terry Newton at dummy half. Here now is Andy Lynch. Lynch will drive it forward. Beetham is standing firm. So is McGilvray. 4 tackles gone again. Wakefield still standing firm, but you wonder for how much longer, because it's with Ferris. and Ferris gets the ball away to Myers, and Myers will drive the ball in the middle, and a kick from Newton is poor. Wakefield survive another raid, but how many can they survive?
Getting a little bit frustrated as well, Bradford. John Keir looks very nervous as normal. The fingers have started to shake already, but he'll be happy, as I mentioned earlier, with the way that they are really muscling up. Good, solid line of defence. And there again, twice in that build-up of the sixth from Bradford's attack, bringing the man back on the inside. No clear break as yet.
They're not managing to break the line, but one thing Bradford are managing to do, and it's a worrying sign in the first 30 minutes, is offload the ball. You saw one play, 3 different offloads continuously before the poor kick from Newton. And when a team's offloading so early in the match, it's a real worry, because that will only get worse.
It's a kick early in the tackle count, or earlier than you would expect. Withers collects it. Only gets away from Tadulala. Can't get away, fortunately, from Ryan Atkins, that made 16 good, solid metres for the Bradford Bulls. And here is Marcus Bai, who's going to make a few more. Marcus Bai gets the pass away to Vainikolo. He finds Shontaine Harpy, and Harpy is hauled down by Jamie Rooney.
Superb three-quarter play there. Really, really fast hands. Play on.
Wonderful defence that was. Terrific defence from Jason Demetriou.
Put a lot of pressure there on Shontaine Harpy, flipped the ball away and came up with the goods.
Jason Demetriou, his 200th appearance in the British game this. He began at Lancashire Lynx, went to Rochdale, then Widnes, and finally here to Wakefield. The kick down the line is looking for Tadulala. Withers got to the ball, but Tadulala manages to pull him down.
So important if you've got so much speed. It's not a matter of just when a winger's got the ball in hand. It is just the situation where they can get so much speed to apply the pressure, which they did on Michael Withers.
He's a mile offside, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know he's fast, but maybe not that fast.
This is a good set, though, here for Wakefield. So far, that's 4 tackles gone, and Bradford made only 13 metres from where they received the football. And that's the last one on Brett Ferris.
Well, I get the impression that Steve McNamara is going to change his tactics. Bringing the ball back on the inside is doing them no good whatsoever. Maybe the quick link, the combination of Deacon and Harris, getting the ball out wide to the like of Price and Harpy. They've got speed in Bai and Vainikolo. They may as well use it.
Big Sam Burgess on for Big Joe Vanganar. And that wasn't the best pass, and it wasn't the best attempt to take the pass in from Ryan Atkins.
Wakefield have a problem, Eddie. They're not going to win this game if they have less than 50% of possession, and they're coming up with too many errors, not getting enough of the ball, having to defend too much in that first 15, and it's very reminiscent of the game that was played between Wakefield and Bradford at Bellevue just several weeks ago. First half, early domination of possession by Bradford, and eventually they were able to grind down the Wakefield side.
Bradford enjoying the better of the possession, both in terms of overall and in the opposition half at the moment, with 15 minutes gone. John Keir, you know, he will not enjoy Odsal this year if it all goes against Wakefield tonight, because his last game with Hull was here in the Cup in April. He lost 3 weeks previously in the Super League with Hull, and last September watched in horror as Hull were beaten 70 points to 0 in the playoffs. Back at Odsal, not the happiest of hunting grounds for John Keir, but how will it work out for Wakefield tonight? At the moment they're hanging on to the Bulls' shirt tails, but only just. It's with Easton Harris. He is spun to the ground by the tackle from Kevin Henderson. Here's Terry Newton. Good run from Newton. Hauled down 10 metres short of the line on tackle number 5. Lynch gets the ball away to Burgess. Sam Burgess gets no try, I don't think. I think he lost it first time up.
Just lost control of that the last second.
It was on the last tackle. They went for the power play. Has Sam Burgess come up with his first try in Super League? And if he has, what a vital one against Wakefield it will be.
Does he have control? I don't think he has done that. Oh, yes, he has there now.
No, never.
Well, I've seen them given, Eddie, really.
They can't give this, surely.
You're talking about video referees these days.
They can't give that.
Well, you're right. I wouldn't give it.
Well, first of all, you got to grip a ball. Second is, if you lose it, you got to re-grip it. I don't think it's no try.
And the video referee, Dave Campbell, agrees with us. And it's a 20-metre restart. So Sam Burgess denied his first try in the Super League on the nod or the shake of the head of video referee David Campbell.
I think he also gave himself away with the fact that he deliberately went for a second lunge, because perhaps he knew that he'd lost it.
They don't give you many lifelines in sport. They don't give you many lifelines in Super League. Wakefield have probably had those in this match now. I think they need to up their game considerably here, because Bradford, determined after last week's humiliation by Wigan to put on a good show, and they really have been sharp. Massively different style. Last week against Wigan, they kept moving the ball to the left-hand side of the field. Tonight, going down the middle.
Well, they have won the last 5 home games, the champions, including a 20-18 success against the Saints here on 16th of June. That turned into Stuart Fielden's farewell appearance. Here's Withers.
Great kick and chase. Once again, John Keir is a master at telling his team to kick early in the tackle count. And the Bradford very slow to get their wingers back.
They'll be glad to see number 26, Ned Kattick, back in the side. He's missed the last 3, suspended. Remember, he was on Sky Sports Court head-butting Danny Sculthorpe at Castleford. He served his 3-match ban. He's here tonight to try and give them a little bit of hope for 2007. Justin Harris gets to his feet and he plays the ball. And here is Andy Lynch. And Lynch gets the pass away. And Deacon gives it width and finds Shontaine Harpy. Rooney has missed him. Evans has missed him. And the ball is slipped to Brad Myers. And this is Michael Withers. And Withers will get over for the first Bradford try. There was maybe an element of a possible forward pass to Withers. But Mr. Ganson was absolutely in line and waved them on. And Michael Withers comes up with the first try, and you can see what it means to the Wakefield fans. Michael Withers, the Irish international, yet to sign a new deal here at Bradford for next year. That's his 111th try in the Bulls colours.
Well, it's put it out wide for the very few occasions in this game, and it has paid off. The first real miss on Shontaine Harpy, back on the inside of Myers, who did everything right. He knew he was going to miss out Terry Newton. He said, I think Michael Withers may have the legs rather than that. Good work from Andy Lynch, who's had a tremendous season. He knows he's playing to get on that plane to Australia, and he has had a good season indeed, and good support play. Well done, the fullback Michael Withers.
Well, it's no longer sufficient just to stop the man with the ball. You also have to stop the ball these days. Bradford, well, they've shown what good offloads and good support play can do. 4th try there for Withers, and now Deacon, well, makes it look easy with a kick.
He does, just plants the ball over the top of the crossbar. The Bradford Bulls lead by 6 points to 0. Michael Withers, and involved in that move was Andy Lynch, a man, of course, who suffered the indignation of relegation with Castleford Tigers against Wakefield a couple of years ago. He will have no sympathy for the Wildcats cause tonight, and neither will Michael Withers. His 181st appearance, we've just seen his 111th try. So at the moment, Wakefield are losing their 8-year tenure, but they have the ball back here. It bounced off the legs. Kattick has it for the Wildcats.
Time and time again we see that, don't we? A team scores a try and they just go to sleep from the kick-off.
It's a great chance for Wakefield to respond immediately, because here is Jamie Rooney, and this now is Kevin Henderson again.
Well, when's Sam Hobbs going to run from dummy half? Surely that's the reason why John Keir's put him in there.
He passes the ball to Rooney. Rooney gives it width and finds Jeffries. Jeffries then comes back this way to Ned Kattick again. Salford are leading Castleford by 4 points to 0 at the Willows. Here it's 6-0 to Bradford. Solomona wide, and this is Tadulala, and Tadulala scores for the Wildcats. Try is given by Steve Ganson after what must have seemed like an eternity for Wakefield, the players and their supporters. But the Wildcats hit back, and it all came as a result of that restart from the Michael Withers try, bounced off a Bradford leg, gathered in by Ned Kattick, and Semi Tadulala on the end of the try. It was a mistake by McKenna.
A shocking mistake as well. Full credit to Katic. And from that position, they have really made the Bradford Bulls play. That was great work from Tadulala. He knew that a short ball was coming, and he came in on the angle. Most wingers would have liked to stick to the sideline, but look how he came on that angle. Nothing was going to stop him. Great effort.
The Wildcats started the season with this deadly left-hand side combination. Solomona finding Tadulala, and it's given them another chance to get in the game. 17 tries this season, none more important than that. Quarter way into the match, they had to be almost level.
Well, this kick from Rooney, and he's just pushed it the wrong side of the posts. He was furious with himself when he missed the conversion in the game against Leeds a few weeks ago that would have given Wakefield at least a point. He's missed another one here.
He knew that the ball was coming from Solomona, so he comes on that angle. There's nothing that the defensive line can do about it. Good upper body strength as well. Great finish. Game on.
The Fijian international, Semi Tadulala, got a try in the 18-0 win at Castleford, but that's his only try since the beginning of July until this moment in time. But Wakefield suddenly have hope, and with Salford beating Castleford currently 4-0, it couldn't be much tighter at the bottom of the table. What a race it is this year.
Well, we're just going to see here now what Wakefield have got. They have to improve on that opening quarter. Again, playing rugby to get out of the half, perhaps more of a patient approach. They don't have to score in every minute, just need to get up to halfway and apply some pressure. Bradford don't have many long-range tries in them. Get away from your own line and you may be a bit safer.
Well, this is the way it looks at the moment. Castleford would be safe, Wakefield would be down, but there's a lot of water to run under the bridges tonight. That's a high kick, and that will bounce back into the field of play. Tadulala's after it. Oh, was he taken out? He was.
Simbin.
Well, I cannot believe that. Allowing the ball to bounce, there was no one anywhere near them. They should have gone for the football. They failed to do it. They were hanging around, looking at each other, and they are in trouble, are the Bulls. Professional foul. What is it with?
I'm not so sure who it is. I think it's Yestin Harris.
Back-chatting. It's got to be.
Yestin Harris goes to the sin bin for back-chatting to the referee.
Well, they're looking that Withers haven't joined in.
I think Solomona might have this down here. No.
Oh, he's only inches away.
It's the first tackle. Back they come to Ben Jeffries. Here is Rooney. Rooney gets the ball away to Henderson.
Back on the line.
Well, you can always expect controversy in the Super League on a Friday, and we've got some here. And the ball is fed out somehow to Jason Demetriou, who will run laterally and then go for the gap. And he's hauled down by Andy Lynch. And there is a player flat out. It's McGilvray. Was it simply a clash of heads?
Did you see out on this?
No, it didn't look it, did it?
No, it certainly wasn't a head. It looked more like an arm.
Was somebody hit off the ball then? Was McGilvray hit off the ball by somebody?
I think so, and I think it might be Terry Newton. I think it's the forearm into the chest on McGilvray. You see clearly here, well, he certainly put the forearm and the shoulder into him.
He certainly put the shoulder. I don't know about the elbow rise, Steve.
Well, Steve
I didn't say anything about raised.
Steve Ganson, does he?
I didn't say anything about raised, Eddie. I said that it was the forearm and the shoulder that went into the chest. Certainly taken out off the ball. Should be a penalty.
Penalty to Wakefield. Okay.
Now I take the 2.
I think Wakefield will definitely take the 2.
Remember, a draw is a good sign for Wakefield as well. It still keeps them in with a chance.
But Steve, if you probably look at Wigan there for a period when they need to get confidence, momentum, they were going for 2s instead of going for the 6s. They got a penalty over there when they had 13 players. Now they've got another penalty and they got 12, and now doubling up set and set. This is where I'm saying the mentality, you know, do you be methodical, do you be tense, or, you know, a little bit of carefree? I think
you take what you've got in. I think you take what's on offer when you're in Wakefield's boots.
I've got to say, I haven't been impressed with Bradford when they've come off their line. I would have kept going at it, but that's me.
Rooney makes no mistake this time. It's Bradford 6, Wakefield 6, and as Steve O'Reilly says, a point would do the Wildcats tonight if Castleford lose at Salford.
It bounced all over. They should never allow that. That is childish, and I mean that. Look at that. Now the sin bin, look at him. First of all, he's holding on to the referee, and he's abusing him. And watch McGilvray, bang!
It's about 12 months, isn't it, since Terry Newton had that awful incident on Sean Long. The anniversary. He's lucky he's not maybe had a more severe punishment than that.
Castleford are fighting for their lives at Salford. Wakefield are battling for their lives here at Bradford.
Getting back to that point, Ian, in regards to taking the two, I think we saw early in the piece when Wigan, when Brian Noble first went there, they did exactly the same thing. Let's take the two, let's take it nice and steady. Points on the board are pretty vital, especially when you're fighting for your life.
Yeah, definitely.
Wakefield here again with Solomona trying to go round. Carl Price feeds the ball wide to Tadulala, but forward. And Tadulala was in touch anyway, the touch judge, with his flag up on the far side.
Well, it's great to see the flag wavers being spot on, because it was just delayed.
I think it was. I think it
was he touched?
No, he got it. He actually never got his foot in touch.
No, I don't think he did, but
it's the forward pass that's been pulled back by Mr. Ganson.
Yeah, he certainly didn't touch the eyewash, but he's put his
But hold on, isn't that the same linesman when he chased to kick him in to go, he's a mile offside? Ganson picked him up twice. Has Mr. Ganson got him for the forward pass?
Yes, he has.
Well, here I am. I'm praising the guy with the flag, saying that he was quick on the mark. He wasn't. He never saw the forward pass.
And he was too quick on the foot in touch, which wasn't there. Castleford have hit the front at Salford. Makes this meaningless. But there is a long way to go. Here's Andy Lynch again, driving it in, offloading the ball to Newton. This is Sam Burgess, denied by the video referee not long ago. Carl Price is hurt. He's in back play. This is Newton again, now it's Deacon. Here is Michael Withers. And Withers is halted by the defence of Evans and McGilvray. Last one, Newton looping past to Deacon, slides the kick in.
Beautiful weight.
Just too long.
Slow getting there was McKenna, but at least he tried. There was quite a few that, in my opinion, didn't read that call. They should have. It was on the last. And when the kick went through, it was only McKenna reacted to it. He was very slow.
Problems for Carl Price, Bill.
Eddie, there's a lot of niggle going out there, a lot of little off-the-ball incidents. Carl Price involved in one of them. I think he got a smack on the nose away from the ball, but there's all sorts going on there. And there he goes. It's Monty Beetham who came in with the swinging arm, and Carl Price certainly felt that. But I think there might be a few fireworks to come here.
Well, there might be. That was a great tackle, meanwhile, by young Sam Burgess. It dislodges the ball. And there was a little hand in there as well, but McGilvray could not hang on. Monty Beetham withdrawn by John Keir, and David March taking his place.
Stretcher.
And the referee...
Well, David March is
just called for a stretcher, actually, and it's Ryan Atkins who's in trouble over on the far side.
He looks in a lot of pain as well.
No, he says he wants to stay on.
Okay.
And then another physio comes across and says, no, I think you better come off.
This has just become too familiar a sign though in the opening half hour. Wakefield mistake inside their own half, and they're not giving themselves a chance to win this game and survive for another week. The Russian Rugby League roulette, they're not in here. They keep hurting themselves.
Well,
the incident with Atkins.
Yeah, certainly twisted the leg, that's for sure. And John Keir would have said, look, get him off. We can't afford to have anybody out there that's not anywhere near 100% fit. Because Bradford would have pinpointed him in the centres.
So Michael Korkidas comes back on again for Ryan Atkins, who will be treated on the side. Try and get him on later on. This meanwhile is Shontaine Harpy. And they haul him down. Brett Ferris and Deacon, ball on the inside 3 Wakefield defenders halt the raid from Andy Lynch. Here is Brad Myers.
Well, this is where Bradford need to get the link going.
Deacon and Withers. Good strong run from Withers. Tackle number 4. Terry Newton, Paul Deacon, short pass. Wakefield were waiting for it. Carl Price goes off, replaced by Ben Harris. That ball was fumbled. It's a knock-on, says the referee, and that will be the turnover.
Eddie, every team in Super League at the start of the year, they talk about consistency in all areas. At the moment, Wakefield have come up with 5 drop balls, and that's just too much, and it's a reflection when they're on the table. That's why I can see why John Keir's saying kick and get down there, and they've got to stay there, but too much drop ball is going to kill them.
We're concentrating obviously on what's happening at Castleford. Castleford, if they stay in the winning position they are at Salford, will move into 7th place remarkably, and they will survive. But did you notice Harlequins would have to beat Wigan on Sunday, and they won't be out of it unless they do. Look, they're just, at this moment, they're just 2 points adrift, and they have a terrible points difference compared to Wakefield. You know, this isn't over by a long chalk, this race against relegation, and here is another Wakefield penalty, and I wonder whether they'll be tempted from just over 30 metres out to take the 2 on offer.
I think they'll take the kick into the corner just a little bit too far.
The kicking tee is on its way from the sideline on John Keir's say. They will take whatever is available tonight.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
He's been around long enough as John Keir.
They still only have 12 men on the field, Bradford, don't they?
I find that amazing. They've probably wasted 3 or 4 minutes now in kicking at goal twice with a team with just 12 men against the team who are the 3rd top try scorers in Super League. You know that at home, Bradford are going to score some tries over 80 minutes. That's a given. So you're going to have to register some tries yourself. 2 great opportunities. They just won, well, I say won. They've been awarded penalty after penalty. That combination takes you downfield and invariably leads to a try.
That penalty, though, has given Wakefield the lead. And if John Keir would have his wish, the full-time siren would go now and we'd all be going home.
Well, they're building in confidence at Wakefield. Remember, early in this game, it was all Bradford. They had most of the field position as well as the possession. And slowly but surely, as we keep going back to it, is that getting those points on the board doesn't half lift your confidence.
Here come Wakefield again. The Wildcats are ahead by 2 points, which would be priceless. But how about that for a hit? Burgess and McKenna, and Korkidis' legs flailing, caught Chris McKenna in the face there, but the referee deeming that was accidental.
Important now that Bradford do not do what they did when Wakefield had the last 6, and that was to give away 2 silly penalties. Nice little offload there from Solomona. He's slowly but surely getting involved in this game.
Here he goes again, Solomona down the outside, ball on the inside, oh, and the pass into the arms of McKenna. It came from Tavita Latu.
He's lost it.
And the ball is lost, knock on.
What a great offload. It went to the wrong man, McKenna pulled it out and then lost it. And good work from March. No doubt in my mind that David March was reefing at the arm. And that is the reason why he lost control. Total confusion going through the Bradford side at the moment.
Knock on against Bradford's Chris McKenna. Possession coming up here for Wakefield. 25 metres away from the Bradford line. 7 minutes to half-time. Wakefield ahead.
To be fair to McKenna,
Jeffries
Eddie,
with a great scramble run.
Sorry, Eddie. I was just saying McKenna, perhaps badly done to there. Maybe March could have been done for reefing the ball too in the tackle.
There is Latu again. Short ball to David March. Bounces off Newton first time. Can't get away from Newton second time. Or Sam Burgess. Latu again. The ball to Jeffries. Back it comes to Rooney. He gets away. And this is Halfpenny. Wakefield are in. Wakefield are in the corner with Halfpenny. And the Wildcats are fighting for their Super League lives. And they lead the champions at all. 6 points. Colm Halpenny, 44th consecutive appearance. A try in the win against Castleford last month. That was his 50th in the British game. This is his 51st. This is try number 8 of the campaign, and Wakefield suddenly will believe.
Well, that's a replay of what could have been the steal there from March, and I think it was. But Wakefield, they're not hanging around to argue about it. They are going over to the right-hand corner. Halpenny, and it stunned this Otzel crowd here. Halpenny knew he had the legs to get over, and this is what it means to the Wakefield fans. Survival, that is what it's called.
Well, they came up with possession on that X because David March hit hard and was aggressive in the tackle, and then some good skill on the back of it. They're a team that tend to score through the skillful tries. Colm Halpenny, an important one in the corner.
Halpenny's try, and how important is this kick from Rooney? And he has missed with another, just shaved the upright. But Jamie Rooney's now missed with 2 kicks, 4 priceless points, but Wakefield ahead 6-12.
Amazing stuff, look at that. Vinocola has come well and truly out of nowhere and left an open gap.
David March is underneath the kickoff. Here goes Michael Korkidas. Bang by Sam Burgess. How good is this 17-year-old Sam Burgess, wearing number 30 tonight for the Bradford Bulls? Tipped for a massive future by everybody at Odsal and the departed Stuart Fielden. And that was a bone cruncher on Michael Korkidas that we've just seen. But Wakefield ahead 12-6, and we've got 4¼ minutes to half-time. Here is Solomona. The dream lives on for the Wildcats, incredibly.
And they fully deserved it. Okay, they got a little bit of luck going their way, but they take full advantage.
But it could all be to no avail, Steve-O, because Castleford are leading Salford 10-4. Rooney with the kick downfield, straight into the arms of Marcus Bye. I say it's all to no avail as far as Castleford are concerned. There will be some nervous moments knocking around the Twickenham stoop on Sunday when Wigan are the visitors. If it stays like this. That's great harassment on Matt Cook. Wigan at home, Salford at home. Harlequins with their fate in their own hands. Wakefield after tonight will play Castleford at home. It still could be very, very critical. Here is Leslie Vinocola, and Korkidas says, and Evans says, you will not pass. This is Terry Newton. Here is Shontaine Harpy, halted by Rooney. Tackle is completed, says the referee. Plays it to Newton. Newton to Deacon. Deacon to Yestin Harris. Harris forward to Ben Harris. And flicked and lost a bit of ground, and Harris is grounded on the halfway line. Wakefield are scrambling for everything.
And Bradford are panicking. It is as simple as that. They should have got themselves organised, put a kicker in place. It should have been way down in the Wakefield quarter. Now they're having to defend for their life. Wakefield fully deserve this lead because their defence has diffused virtually everything apart from one incident where Withers went in for the try, and they fully deserve the lead.
Here is Tavita Latu, gets the ball in field, and McKenna was climbing all over the back of Ben Jeffries. This Latu again. This now is Rooney, and Rooney wide to Solomona. And is this going to be 6 to go? No, it's the last one.
It's that silly rule that we still abide by.
Solomona down the sharp line, and he gets the ball in the rim again. It is Ned Katic. It's Ned Katic for Wakefield. And Ned Katic, courtesy of the pass from Solomona, gives Wakefield a massive lead at half-time here. And Steve McNamara looking anxiously on. McNamara, the Bradford Bulls coach, he had a year with Wakefield as a player in the year 2000. But he wanted desperately for Bradford to win this to give themselves some form going into the playoffs. But Wakefield's agenda, of course, is more simple. It is survival.
I cannot believe that they both, first and second markers, went the same way. It allowed Solomona What a thinker this guy is. Back on the inside. But why on earth would the first and second marker want to go infield? They are being caught out by one of the best ball players in rugby league, David Solomona.
How close is this though, Steve-O? He didn't go to the video referee.
Oh, there's no problem. It's 4 to 5 inches. You know all about that.
Well, yes, at slow motion, you're right. And this time, Rooney has found the mark.
Give him a break, Ed. It's 2 years since he scored a try.
18 points to 6. John Keir's men are ahead at Odsal, the home of the champions. And what a time for Ned Kattick to come up with his first ever try for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats.
And what a time to do it as well. Oh boy, are they happy, and they've every right to be. Steve McNamara will be furious. Professional rugby league players, 5 metres out from your own line, and they both go the same way. First and second mark, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Full credit to Solomona, full credit to Katic. Game on, this is unbelievable.
And Wakefield are running it again, and here is Tadulala. That's the last tackle though. Marcus Pye got to him. Castleford, kick to come there at the Willows. They lead 14-4. Here though, John Keir, the man for a one-off situation, year after year after year, has somehow conjured up an 18-6 lead to the Wildcats at half-time.